This Friday with Betty. Brought to you by Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care.
New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. With 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. For your shade of beautiful.
Well, and welcome back to this Friday. Thank you so much for staying with us right here on TV47. So before you get into that conversation with Jalas, let's just cross over quickly to Willis Ochieng. Willis, the word master. Willis, the English professor. Willis, are you good? Are you enjoying the show? We have Jalas in the building tonight.
Betty, I always love when you say simply Willis. Simply Willis.
Willis.
But anyway, when you listen to Betty and Jalash, one thing, you are two great achievers. Jalang'o really deserves a pat on the back. For anybody who may be knowing Jalang'o well, he is one person who has achieved what nobody might have expected, and he is a telling story of how persistence and focus can take somebody far, Betty.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. He's heard you loud and clear.
Very good English. And Willis always just, and I'm happy that you always keep your people close.
Absolutely.
And you move with your people. When you grow with people. Yeah. And it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Willis, we'll get back to you at the top of the hour. So let's now talk to one and only Jalas. Naona umevaa a watch ya maana. Kama tusiende huko. Naona sisi mnaangaliwa amevaa watch gani, kiatu ni gani. Hiyo ni how much? Unacheka.
Unataka nifukuzwe kazi eh?
Is it expensive?
This
but you could have maybe you could have bought it maybe 10 years ago.
Or even 30 years ago. This is not an expensive watch. Yes.
It's just
a modest watch.
It's just a modest watch.
Yes.
All right, Jalas, I want to just first of all hear your thoughts about today's eventful announcement by the president, the 11 nominees. Some Kenyans are not so happy. What do you think from where you sit?
From where I sit, I'm happy the president is listening. It is something that maybe he should have even done much earlier, just to continue consulting and listening to the people. For a long time, for a very long time maybe, people have not been exercising Chapter 1 of the Constitution, sovereignty. Yeah? And the power of the people. The people shall. The people shall. Mandatory. May. Optional. So I'm happy that he's listening, and consultations are still going on. The nominees will be brought to Parliament. The different committees will vet them. And if they find them ready and good for the job, why not? Let's keep the country going.
But there seems to be a lot of anger with regard to the comebacks. You know, Aden Dwale, Kithure Kindiki, you know, people are feeling like, you know, are there not other people who can take these slots who have not been there before? For the president to retain some of these people, he must have seen what they were doing before, and still feel that they are okay to be in those positions. Then politics are a bit different, Betty. You know, politics is almost like war. You put your team together and say that we are going to the battlefield. When you lose in politics, it's the saddest thing. You lose with your whole team. Your whole team loses. And everybody goes back to other things that maybe they were doing before. And lives change, lives, property. Politics is a very expensive affair. When you win with your team, and you know the people who were with you in the battle, you understand? And it will open maybe another different kind of debate. That if you really want to be part of a government from the word go,
be part of the war that actually makes that government. I know the president is in a very big crossroad right now. These are the people who worked with him day in, day out. Campaigns are not anything I would wish for even my worst enemy.
Yeah.
They're very brutal. And when you win, and this is your team, and everybody knows that now, it's like a hunter. Then you're bringing the food back home, and the whole team is happy. Then now you are faced with a situation where the team that was with you in the battle cannot be part of the meal that you brought home. I know he's in a crossroad, but I hope he gets some it's called solemn vision and advice from everyone, and make good decisions.
But is it based on competency or rewards? Because I think that is where Kenyans are getting angry, especially the Gen Zs. Is it competency, or is it settling political, achievements like you mentioned?
I can tell you, politics is about reward, and rewarding the people who you are in the battle with. Betty, today, let's say you are running for Nairobi Women Rep.
Yeah.
You go ahead and put a team and say that this is the team that we are going for this battle with, all right? Then you lose. Do you know all of them lose with you, and nobody would care?
Yeah.
If you win, they're the first people who will be with you on that table that day to know what is in it for us. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
so maybe
it's not about competency, Jalas, as much as you want to reward the people who worked with you and battled with you through this war that you're talking about. But at the end of the day, there's also governance, there's development apart from politics.
Beyond the CSS and all. Let's say Ministry of Roads, for example. We have the different authorities. If you go to Kura, we have Engineer Kinoti there. If you go to Kenha, we have at the authorities and the parastatals, we have people who are really running the show in the different ministries. And the CS, it might be the person heading the team, definitely a big reward for the job that he did in the battle. But I can tell you, most of these parastatals are actually headed by people who are the experts in the different fields that they are in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave that argument over there. But how are we likely to see the country moving forward? Because still the Gen Zs are saying the rage is on. They're still angry. They're not willing to cede ground. At the end of the day, also, like you said, the president still has to lead the country. How are you seeing this next coming days, maybe weeks, months? Coming out and turning out.
Each and every single day, the rage is coming down, because the president is listening.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's coming down. It's not like it was.
There's another big protest being planned on Tuesday, the 23rd.
Let's wait and see how it goes. But with the rage, with the president listening, and things starting to change up and down, finance bill is out, the cabinet secretaries were out, maybe when the Gen Zs come out again, maybe they will be listened again. And I know one day we will come to an equilibrium where every other person will be happy and we will move on. Yes.
Did you see this Gen Z uprising come about, even from your constituency level? Did you ever feel, that people are about to get out of the streets? Finally,
of course, yes.
At what point did you?
Wow. Not even at what point did I. It was evident that one day people start asking very tough questions. We have so many young men out here who feel that nobody is listening to them. And for a very long time, they actually thought that no one was listening to them, and the political class was just a class on its own that thought that they are so much in control and can always have their way in almost everything that they want.
Yes.
But now, when this thing boiled to a point that it could not now stop, they came out. And now, there's no doubt, you either have to listen or ship out.
All right.
That's it.
What do you think is going to be, just moving forward, what do you foresee for Kenya as a country with this uprising, with this almost revolution? What is likely to change forever for this country?
One thing that this will do, it will make politics not a really lucrative venture that you'd want to get yourself into.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because every other person out there would look at politics as the one and only way to make quick money out here.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, it could also turn to be the most expensive, expensive venture that you can always get into.
Yes.
Like I always say, if you have a business or a job that gets you some amount of money and you are in peace with it, and you've not really instilled yourself into community development, community work, empathy, working with people, you have no business getting into politics, because you might even be going into so much losses than you even expected.
Yes. What is your take on the salary cut that was being proposed? People are saying MPs should be paid 200,000 at the most.
I don't have a problem with it. Personally, I've been in spaces where I was even paid more than what I earn right now. And funny enough,
I'm not flexing.
I've worked with you. I left media when I was one of the top radio presenters. I left at my peak. Any good dancer knows when to leave the dance floor. And even if I came back today, my work ethic will still allow me to sit back on a TV station, a radio station, and just give my best to it. You get what I mean? Yes. Salary cuts notwithstanding, but it will also, one thing that must also change, I wish people start getting involved in politics more.
They are already.
No, I don't think they are.
Bado.
It's still not there. Politics is coming, Betty, when the real battle now begins.
Like the campaign period.
The campaigns begins. And now we know that this is the person you are actually facing. And the battle of politics begin. It's a very different space. It is something I wasn't even ready. You see, when I was running, I had more than over 2 million followers on Instagram, 4 million on Facebook. But I was struggling to get even 30,000 people to vote for me.
To vote for you.
You understand? So social media and the real ground is a very different space.
Two different.
Politics is a very different space. And I can tell you that.
We'll talk about what we're doing on the ground shortly, but I just want to hear, like, just looking at, the National Assembly, the Senate, there's so many great young leaders who are so eloquent. Crystal, Asige, you look at them. What do you think of this new crop? Like, is the future bright enough, to have
the future is so bright, most of for the young people. If you see them out there articulate issues, and they're not even in the assemblies, with the Senate or the National Assembly, you can see that we have a very enlightened, a very aggressive young people who are able to take this country to a greater heights. Yes.
Talking about development, nimekuona kwa ground. Unashindanga kwa ground, Jalas. Because every day is like almost you're distributing this here, this here.
One thing I
where do you get this money from?
One thing I said is the people of Langata gave me the greatest honor that nobody can ever bestow to anyone. That they decided that in the 13th Parliament, it is me, Jalas, who will represent them. And why did they send me to that, to the House, to represent, to legislate? You understand? And that is what I'm doing, and I do a lot of oversight around it. Now, we have money allocated for the different projects. But as a member of Parliament, once or twice you go even further to be able to get your own money to do some other things on ground. When we came in, one of the biggest challenges that Langata was going through was the water issue. We can't say that we have completely solved it, but we made a very big step. The help of the national government, the main pipe that brings water into Langata comes all the way from Kabete, and it is gravity pumped. And when it was getting in the stretch of Kibra and along the way, there was a lot of pilferage that was going on.
Okay.
We did put that same pipe off the ground and slabbed it down for almost 1.2 kilometers underground to allow water get into Langata. That's why people in Langata will tell you, we are not getting water the way we hope to, but at least we have made headways. Went ahead, got the tanks and the boreholes at NHC, which later we found the water was too much alkaline, had a lot of alkaline content. So there's a bit of work that needs to be done there, but water was an issue.
Okay.
Then estate roads. You know, Langata boasts to be one of the first areas with the old estates, the Onyonkas of today, the Otiendes of today, Uhuru Gardens, Moi Estate, Ngei Estates. So what we've done with the money allocated to us from Kera, we've been going straight into the estates to make the roads. And I can tell you by now we've done almost 26 new roads in the different estates.
Okay.
And you know, most people don't know how big Langata is or where it stretches from.
Yes.
We border Mavoko. Mavoko, that's where Langata begins. Yes, Langata begins.
That's quite far.
Yes, in a place called Dupoto. So when you are on Mombasa Road, everything on your left from the Nation Media printers, everything on your left is Langata. ICD all the way to South Sea, Ole Sereni, as you come on that stretch. On this other end, we go all the way, on Gong Road, we go all the way to Bulbul. Then we come to, on Mombasa Road, we go all the way to Nyayo Stadium roundabout. Then we get back out to Bagathi, and we go border Kibra in a place called Lindi. Then on this other side, we go all the way to Karinde. We border Kikuyu constituency. Yes. Then on this other side, we go all the way to Rongai. Yes, in Rongai, Kwenyu home, hapo pali inaitwa Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Just at the bridge.
Yes.
So it's a very big.
Yeah, it's quite wide.
It's a big space that we need to work on. Yes.
All right. Just to continue with the conversation, I want to hear your thoughts about CDF, but we're coming back after these short messages. Don't go away.
This Friday with Betty. Brought to you by Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care.
New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. With 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. For your shade of beautiful.
To the world of casino.
Marubani, hii sasa ndio inabamba. Avieta ya Maybet imecome through. Uko na the biggest multiplier in Kenya. Shinda up to 5 million in seconds. Ndege, check. Mafuta, check. Rubani, wewe ndo utaamua. Uko ready kupepea ujishindie madoo. Na hata ikifly away, usitense. Tunakurudishia 5% of your stake. Bado uko sorted. We, peperuka na Avieta on maybets.com. Jishindie madoo.
Na siku njema uonekana pesa ikiingia. Pesa ikiingia.
Betting is strictly for 18 years and over. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. BCLB number 0000578.
Over.
have a chance to win. Tap and have a chance to win. Spin and have a chance to win. It's a chance to try your luck. Variety of games for any taste on 1xBet. 1x Games. Fun to play. Have a chance fast.
This Friday with Betty. Brought to you by Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care.
New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. With 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiant and Beauty Advanced Care. For your shade of beautiful.
And welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. So coming back to our conversation with Jalas, talk to me about CDF. What are your thoughts about it being, scraped off? Has it been working? Has it been taken advantage of?
I can tell you CDF, to me, is one of the best things that has ever happened, even before devolution. Or even if it came with devolution, I would tell you a member of parliament is able to go out there and show you projects that a governor might not even be able to show, okay? Like when I came in, the previous regime had started a lot of projects that had stalled. If you go in today, we've completed a whole school, new school. Kongoni
Properly
Secondary.
built.
Complete. Actually 4 floors, complete. And students are moving in as we speak.
Okay.
There was a multi-purpose hall at Karensi Girls Secondary School. We've completed that. We're putting up new police houses. We are putting up definitely the office down there. We are doing renovations in almost all schools in Langata. And you can actually say that this project is happening, this project is happening, this project is happening.
Right.
But then the bigger conversation is always under bursary. Bursary is one way that you directly touch the common person. And if you get it wrong, it always could send you home any day.
Yes.
But one thing I really wish is one day education to just be free, because there's a lot of funds that are being put into schools. The capitation, the government capitations, the governor's bursary, the MP's bursary.
Yes.
When all this money is put together, education should be free, because of even the dignity around bursary is not there. When I came in, I saw what it takes. It pained me, where women wake up as early as 3 in the morning to line up for that 5,000 shillings check or that 10,000 shillings check. And they're in their thousands, and people would line up from that early all the way to the evening for this bursaries that they need. But it tells you how they look at it as a very important way to get the children to school. But how I wish it was school is free. That is the most important thing. And it's a legislation that must come to the House so that we make sure that school is actually free. But for every single person out there, they will tell you and show you that this TVET in Langata was actually done, completed through CDF. This school here was done, complete. It's actually written on that wall.
Yes.
Even the amount that was used is there. And for a long time, I used to think that CDF is an account that an MP can go sign check and get money from. No, I don't even interact with that money or see it even a single day. A board is somebody from the board. The most important person under CDF in the constituency is called the fund manager. The fund manager is sent from the CDF board. Then a committee is done, is put together that will run that fund. And even let's say that we were doing a project at Joash Ulum Primary School, a PMC, a board from the school, that is the parents and the teachers are put together to see and oversee that that money is actually used on the right places.
Yes, yes.
That's it.
Absolutely. And talking about money being used on the right places, I'm sure you've seen, these trending stories about money being used to buy, 1 million being used to buy sodas, 3.6 million shillings being used to, to buy success cards.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I want to just hear your thoughts about it.
Betty, when you hear such things, that's when you get why some Kenyans are really...
many Kenyans.
Many Kenyans are in this pain that they don't know how to get themselves out. When somebody okays 1 million shillings to buy sodas, but you could even see the things that are being read, and the governors were actually wondering, okay, when did this happen and how?
Exactly.
So when you have a team that is just out there for greed, there's always high expectancy, and there's too much expectations from these people. And if you have a team that is filled with greed, you might end up sitting in front of a panel like that. Things are being read for you, and even you
don't have an idea.
You get surprised.
Yeah.
But it's so sad that a budget could be put up like that. The governor, maybe this budget was was allocated. The budget, you have your budgeting committee. They have allocated 3.5 million
Imagine.
for success cards. Maybe you yourself, you don't even know
what a success card is. Jalas.
No, not what a success card is. That this budget has even been put there because you put in a committee.
Yes.
You really need competent people around you to even guard you. People who you put to work must be people of integrity to make sure that even when they look at you and things are being done, that you are able to look back and say, you know what, I had a good team that wanted, but it's so sad, Betty, that somebody could allocate 1 million for sodas. Kwani walikuwa wanaleta kampuni mzima hapo. Ama hii soda ndio gani?
Your best amount.
But the question is also, how many people were there?
You can't have 1 million. You can't even have 500,000 people in that sitting.
In a sitting like that.
It doesn't make sense.
Let's just say it doesn't make sense totally.
Jalas, as we wind up, just talk about maybe the challenges and what we're looking forward to, legislating for, for Langata, this remaining, years, mingi.
I think
2027.
2027 and everything. It's a very short time and it moves so fast.
Yeah.
One of the biggest challenge that members of parliament go through, or I go through personally, is being able to go beyond your call of duty, all right? Let's say like a Friday like this, when you have maybe 10 to 15 funerals in the constituency.
Yes.
And these people are expecting that you become the help that they need. That people will tell you, Mheshimiwa, sisi tumechanga kila kitu tunataka tu ni gari ya kwenda wapi? Nyumbani. Na sasa hiyo nyumbani ni wapi? Busia. And that is around 120,000.
Yeah.
So let's say you have even 10 of them every week.
Yes.
Understand? Because mortality and death is not something you plan for. Then people who are sick, people who are... So you go beyond call of duty. And this is not money that is somewhere. People always think, sometimes I see somebody says, barabara ni mbaya, toa CDF utengeneze. You can't. Do you know CDF has its roles? That today, even if there was a fire and it gutted the whole place and people are dead, you cannot even pick a coin from CDF to do even a single renovation. You understand? So going beyond the call of duty. That goes beyond legislation, representation, and oversight. That is one of the biggest challenge members of parliament go through. But it's an interesting and a beautiful job where people, when you hear people say thank you for the roads that you patroned and it's here at home, thank you for the bursaries, thank you. There are people who actually appreciate the work you do. And that makes you want to do it again.
To run again.
And again and again. And it's almost like a cult. You always talk how bad it is, but the adrenaline around campaign. Betty, I wish you helped me campaign.
Wewe acha nilikuweka kila mahali Facebook, Instagram.
Wewe ulikuja, but sasa ground.
Ground.
Siku moja kuja ground utajua.
Utakuja. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, I wish we had more time, Jalas, but thank you so much for talking to us.
It's over.
It's over, man. Do you know we've done for 30 minutes?
I thought we were going to have good conversations.
See, we are having good conversations, man. But you know what?
This was too,
we'll come, it was
too tired. It's Friday. I came dressed up.
Unajua unaenda nini? Sasa nimeweza kuachilia uenjoy weekend.
Anyway.
Sawa. Ladies and I wish we had more time, but maybe next time.
Could I just say thank you to our camera?
Yeah,
which one is my
absolutely.
camera? That one?
That one over there.
To the people of Langata, thank you so much for the greatest honor you've ever bestowed to me to represent you in the 13th Parliament. And it is something I'm forever grateful, forever indebted. That's why I'm with you every day on the ground, making sure that work is done. We have 2 years to go, and we will make the dream come true.
Amen to that.
Thank you so much.
All the best, Jalas, my
Asante
friend,
sana.
my brother. Thank you so much.
Appreciate so much.
Thank you. Salimia Amina. Salimia familia.
Lazima tawasalimia.
All right, thank you so much.
Kuchoma sana.
Namjua sana. Okay, Jalas. You're on my set. Okay, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with us. That was Jalas, of course, Member of Parliament for Langata. You've heard everything he has to say. If you've missed part of it, you can go to our X. Everything is there on TV47 handle and my handle. So for now, let's cross over to our guest anchor very quickly.